Hi, my name is Andre Garcia Sanchez. From the homework of DC Motors. I'm going to explain the point number D for my team, that it's team number one. And for this section, I'm going to compare two different codes, one we gained from internet and another one that we have modified so we can understand better the codes and how does it works to control a DC motor using an L298N motor driver model. So let's begin with the first code, and this is the code that we gain from internet, specifically from the page of luisllamas.es. So I'm going to explain line by line what does what does the variable means, and how does it impact during the code. So moving on with the first three lines, that says constant in. It has the name. These three lines define constants, and they to name the pins connected to the L298 module. So for the first pin, that it says pin ENA, it's the enable pin, and it controls the speed motors via PWM. And the pin number one and the pin number two, that it's pin input one and input two, are the directions controls pins for the motor. And all of these three pins are connected to the Arduino, digital Arduino, and in pin A, pin 7, and pin 6, as it is mentioned. And now on in line number 5, it says constant in speed, and it's the speed set up from the person, that it's speed from 80%, and it says a PWM speed value, that it's the maximum speed, and this value is used to control how fast the motor is gonna speed. It's gonna run. Okay, well, moving to line number 7, it says voice setup, and the voice setup is a function that runs once the CPP. Okay, and the voice setup has three variables that are the pin mode, and the pin mode set the three pins as outputs because the Arduino, as we can see, the Arduino sends a signal to the L298N to control the motor, and with this, the Arduino wouldn't know whether the pins are inputs or outputs. In this case, these three pins are outputs. Okay, to continue with this, I'm gonna move on to the void loop. And the void loop is a function that runs continuously. And this function says that it has four variables from line 16 to line 19. And well, these variables specify different things. The digital writer, that it's the first variable, sends a high voltage, that it's from 5 volts to the input one. Uh, that's that that's this that it is why it says high. And the digital bright from pin 2 sends a low voltage from 0 volts into the input 2. It is important to mention that we have 5 and 0 volts because it's the specified voltage of the homework. Again, moving on to the analog bright, that it's another variable. This variable sends a PWM signal to ENA to control the speed. And finally, from this code, the delay. The delay is just waits for 1 second before repeating the loop, the loop, the loop. So it's just like almost like a timer. So this is from program number one. And now on, I'm gonna share the second program modified by us. Okay, so moving on to this program, it is important to define the pin configuration as in the other program. And well, we also decided to add a ENA to control the speed, and the motor directions that are the input 1 and the input 2 in the pin number 1 and pin number 2, 6 and 7. This line constants define constants for Arduino pins. And well, these two lines control the motor direction, and as I just mentioned, this line control the speed. Okay, moving to the setup function. This function sets up the defined pins as outputs, so Arduino can send control signal to the motor driver, as I just mentioned before. In this case, the three are outputs. And okay, to line 13, uh, the void loop runs forever, the code, and well, it has different important things that the void loop is gonna run. So for the first thing, the void loop is gonna run the turn on motor and the spin motor counterclockwise, the spin it counterclockwise, and it's stop it again. So for the first section, that is the clockwise direction or rotation, it says that it's gonna send a high voltage to the input one and a low to the input two, which sets the directions, and it has another right that it's set the speed of 80%. The motor run in this case run for 3 seconds from the first clockwise section, and okay, moving to the second section, that it's the stop of the motor, including the loop. This section stop the motor, and both direction pins lows. No current motor stops, and the PWM also is zero. That is why it has zero and low low in the digital bright, and it waits 2 seconds to continue to the next section. For section number three, in the loop section, it's the turn on of the motor in the counterclockwise direction. Okay, in this section, the motor is gonna reversing in the input number one and input number two, reverse the motor polarity, changing its direction. Its speeds remains the same in the analog right, that it's 80%, and the delay it's also the same as in the clockwise, that it's from 3 seconds. And last but not least, the stop again. And this last section stops the motor again once again, and it waits till 3 seconds. That's to start again all this section. This is important because the loop is important because it sets them to the DC motor to have like a sequencing to understand better the program. So this is all. Thanks for listening, and my name is Andre Garcia Sanchez.